with spring break and summer travel right around the corner, we're always thinking about that next vacation, right? Well, the scammers are always thinking on how they can cash in on your plans. The Better Business Bureau says fake travel websites, customer service numbers, those are popping up at the top of the online searches, which is really dangerous because then they're tracking your trips. So this morning, you see, we have him here, the expert, Joe Ducey with the Better Business Bureau, here to explain how these scams really work and how we can avoid becoming that next victim. I'm surprised that these would show up in those online searches.
Yeah.
But should I be?
Well, yeah. First of all, I'm such a downer, aren't I, man?
No,
I come in here, it's supposed to be, it's like spring break, right? Summer travel. It's exciting to plan these
But
things.
I'd rather spend the money on the pina colada than giving it to a scammer.
Exactly. And you show up and you don't have a ticket or you don't have the beach or wherever it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a problem. What we're finding, a couple of different problems we're finding. Actually, it involves travel. It involves sites that are no-name sites that you could find, like say you'll do a search, you'll put like cheapest flight to San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
And you'll get something as a comparison site. It'll have like 5 sites on there that have prices, and you really don't know the names of them. They're kind of like sound-alike names, or they look like whatever it is, So you're really not sure of those things. Those are problems for a lot of people. Because they're not getting the tickets, they're losing money, they show up and they have problems. The other thing is customer service when you call them. Like say you want to call Southwest Airlines and you want to change your flight or you have a problem, right? So you go to your phone and you say, hey, give me Southwest Airlines, right? Goes to the top of the search, gives you Southwest Airlines. Scammers have learned to get to the top of those searches. So when you're going to your phone and you don't know where you're going, you're having problems because it's happening. Also, top of the searches when you do that online. If you don't know, if you don't search to where you're really going, you could be going to one of these scam sites. I wanted to give you a couple examples.
That's insane, though, that they could show up like as legitimate, search at the top, because that's what you think.
And they've learned the words to use. These scammers like say for, refund or Southwest or American or whatever the popular airlines are.
Customer service, like you were talking about.
Right.
Okay, let's go over those examples.
Well, first of all, there are a couple of examples. I don't know if we have them here, but one of them, Googled American Airlines customer service, called the number and had to pay a $75 fee, already paid, wanted another $99, knew it was a scam. Bought 2 tickets, had no reservation at the airport, so came into the airport and lost $399. When you go to the airport, right, and you don't have a ticket, you got to pay like double because they're
because you're in desperate.
Another one, search for Royal Caribbean, called and had to pay $300 fee for a paid-in full trip. Found the web address was misspelled. It was a lookalike site, so there was an extra R, extra B, that kind of thing. So the key is really, and I think we put them up there a few times, the graphics, the warning signs. But the key is really just knowing where you're going. Don't just blindly go to the top of searches. So avoid travel scams. Read reviews. You want known sites, right? And beware of prices that are too low. Don't rely on the top searches, right? Don't trust top searches, results alone. Be wary of prices that seem too low. And then pay with a credit card, not cash. And I say that on everything. If you can get away with paying with a credit card, you don't want to pay cash, man. That stuff's gone. Once it's out of even a debit card, it's out of your bank account.
I know, and I always remember that with you. You're always saying, like, pay with your credit card, because at least you can dispute those charges.
Right.
And so you kind of went over it a little bit here, but so it's really, they're getting so sophisticated, these scammers, in those easy ways, right? Convenience for busy people is just to go, you search, and it goes right to the top, and you expect that to be legitimate. They figured that out.
Yes.
You're skimming the website, right? And you're like, okay, Caribbean Airlines, that looks good. I know there's a bunch of B's, a bunch of R's, like, okay, that's fine. But you're missing something. It's misspelled. All of these are red flags.
I think it comes down to a lot of us being a little lazy, right? We want to, it's just, it's
so
convenient.
Busy,
we're so busy, but it's like, we need to know where we're going on these things. Okay?
That's so true.
You need to know, like when you press on that and you see you could see the website of where it takes you. And you can also search those sites you can go to bbb.org, you go to online and just say, is this a legitimate site? And put in the word scam or complaints and see if anything comes up. I mean, if you get great reviews for a site you haven't heard of, great. But in many cases, you're not going to get that. And you need to know where you're going. That's the key.
Absolutely, because they are taking our money and they're getting more sophisticated, as we heard.
At the worst time. You're on a vacation.
At the worst time. When you're trying to plan something fun, right? I mean, gosh, they are no fun at all. Joe Ducey, thank you so much with the BBB. We really appreciate it. Always looking out for our money. So make sure you visit the website. Let us know again where we can go find out more.
BBB.org is a great place to go, and you can also go to Scam Tracker and Joe Knows Better, JoeKnowsBetter.com. That's where you'll see all the things we're talking about here in 12 News.
Yeah, Joe Knows Better. That's the place to go. Thank you so much, Joe, for being here. We appreciate it.